welcome to the Odd Jobs podcast. Thank you so much for listening. This week's episode, we have the amazing Kate Cheka on. I love Kate with all my heart, and I want to tell you right up top is that Kate, so when you're listening to this, I think the following week, it's on the 11th of February, Kate is doing a whip or a preview of her new show, and it's going to be, so it's in London at the London Hospital Tavern. I think tickets are around £7, but it's a preview of her brand new show, and I saw her first show. I've also done shows with Kate, and they're always fantastic and brilliant. So if you enjoy this episode, I highly recommend you get yourself down to that. It'll be a fantastic time. But you can find the ticket link for that in on her Instagram. It's all going to be up there, and you have a wonderful time. I hope you enjoy this episode. It is filled with the crazy life that Kate has left, just because she wants to, and she does amazing things, and I wish I was as brave and as just go-getter as Kate. She's done amazing things. So I hope you enjoy listening to the episode, and without further ado, here it is.
And so it's
lip gloss a little bit.
oh,
Girls go.
absolute girls go.
Girls
Good.
go.
What a girls
Everyone
girl.
support Girls go.
Thank you, and welcome girls girl to the Odd Jobs podcast. Kate Cheka. Hi. Yeah, lovely to have you here.
Also,
Thank you for having me.
You've come in your
I
signature
have come
jumpsuit.
in my
I
snowsuit.
said this before while you were there. I was like, this, when I think of you, I
Yeah.
think of this ski jumpsuit. And I was like, I love that you're wearing it because it's like seeing a character in their costume.
Yeah. Everyone loves it, and everyone's like, "You're so easy to find."
Yeah.
When we're like
Yeah.
looking for you in a crowd, it's like, "There's Kate,
Yeah.
Winter Kate."
Am I right? Because I feel like you and I have had a conversation about it before, that you got it in like a charity shop. Like
Yeah, in
years-
Berlin.
Yeah.
It was second lockdown. It was winter, and I was like, "The pubs aren't going to be open. We're going to be drinking outside." This
Yeah.
bitch ain't getting cold. So then I went across the street to the charity shop, and it was €39. And then I just put it on, and we were drinking in the streets, and I was fine.
Yeah. Wasn't this at the moment that they announced second lockdown? That you
Yeah,
just woke
because it was
to
like the lockdown was coming like the next day. Like,
my
don't
God.
fuck around. They were like, the lockdown is tomorrow. And I literally like called my best friend Letty and was like, we're going to Humana, which is the name of the charity shop. And then I was like, this is the one. I, like,
She's a
I tried
pragmatic
on
girl.
one other,
Yeah.
but like, yeah.
Yeah, that is
This was the one.
100% the one. I can't imagine any others being anything close to that.
Can you believe that on that day you found your signature look without
Yeah.
knowing it?
I
You
know.
just picked
I
it
was
up and
just
went,
doing
"There
it for
is."
practical reasons.
People say lockdown
Here
wasn't
I
good for anyone. I beg to disagree.
I'm the person that came out top.
yeah, 100%.
Not those billionaires, but me.
So, welcome to the Odd Jobs podcast.
Thank
Kate.
you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We are here on the podcast to ask you about all the many odd jobs you've had to
many.
get you to where you are. But first, we need to introduce you to the listeners.
Okay.
So you are Kate Cheka, comedian and
Yeah.
writer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, did you? Okay, right. There's a lot of work, but I found this on your website, and I was like, "No fucking way! How do I not know about this?"
What?
But you going, her debut unpublished feminist science fiction novel
Well, no,
won
it's not
the
published. That's why you
Morley
don't know about it.
Morley Prize for Unpublished Writers of Color in 2021, and was shortlisted for a number of awards, including the Penguin Right Now Prize, Deborah Roger Foundation, and Mo Sucherin. Thank you. A prize. That's sick.
You have an unpublished science sorry,
an
when I
unpublished
said
novel.
stand-up and writer, I was like, yeah, because I know you write comedy and I know you're stand-up. I didn't know you were an author.
I wrote a whole novel before I did
Feminist
stand-up.
science
Hey!
fiction.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yes.
You're
I mean,
so much cooler than we thought.
Yeah, but no one published it, so that's not very cool.
Yeah, but hold
No,
on.
no,
But
no,
you
no.
won a also, what
Yes.
fuckers aren't publishing a book that's won awards before it was
I
published?
know, it was odd. I had so
Penguin, the
many
fuckers.
agents were interested. And the
Yeah.
guy at Penguin, because I won this competition, then I had to talk to this editor at Penguin, and he was like, you write so well, you have to have an agent. And then it just didn't happen for me. And I feel like that's quite
So
a
you
lot
didn't
of
get an
life, which
agent?
is like, I didn't get a writing agent, but he was like, you should have an agent. But I don't know, like, I think I'm just like, either I'm doing it wrong or it's just like not my path. But like, I feel like I like look for these things, and then like after a certain amount of rejection, I'm like, well, okay, it's not meant to be.
No,
You go
but
with the
this
river
is
flows.
so
What's mad though is I have a friend who's worked in publishing for a long time, and she's now like writing her own books. And I feel like the sort of classic thing is that people get agents to get publishers interested, but you had a publisher interested. So that's why I'm like,
I had a guy who worked at Penguin who just said you write really well.
yeah, but I feel like that's more than most people.
That's
That's huge.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it was
shocking that an agent wasn't like amazing.
There was one agent who was like, no, this is great, but she wanted me to change it a lot. It was basically a world where all the men were in cages.
I don't expect anything
I
less
want to
from
read
Kate
it
Cheka.
now.
In the
Yes,
basement.
yes,
But she wanted it to like be a bit more like, there needed to be justification. I don't know why, but she wanted me to like really do like a trauma deep dive and be like, you've got to explain the reasons why all the men are in cages. Well, I don't think you actually need to explain
No.
any reasons.
Yeah.
I think you just need to be in the world and
think
be like,
everyone's-
I think they should live in cages in the basement. That's crazy. That's correct. Everyone I've ever said it to, and by everyone I mean people, so women and trans and non-binary people, not men, not cis men.
No.
But they're not
Well, you
really
don't
people.
speak to them, do you?
Yeah, jury's still out.
Who speaks to them?
But if they're people, but like they're all like, no, that makes complete sense. They should live in cages in the basement. And then I had this agent.
I'm
and
not
then-
questioning that. You're immediately
Yeah.
like, it's a thing where men sit on cages. I'm like, great, how do we get them there?
Yeah, like how do we get them? How do we lure them into the cages?
How do we set them
Sorry,
into
it's
the cages?
PlayStation.
Is this fiction or is this like a manual? Is this an explanation of how we
Well,
Could this
that's
be
the
sort
question.
of like Margaret Atwood type shit where it's like predicting the future?
Predicting the future.
Predicting the
Fingers
future. I
crossed.
want to see.
Well, no one bloody publishes it, so they won't let it predict the future. It's unbelievable. But then she was like, I can't sell this right now. Because she said it increasingly feels like we're living in a dystopia and people want something that feels lighthearted.
Oh, fuck off. No, I want something that will give... That sounds hopeful.
I want the blueprint.
Men being in cages fills me with hope.
Yeah.
Makes me look forward to a future.
But I tried lots of agents and it just didn't go. And at some point, like, comedy just started taking over my life. So,
Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of that, you are the winner of the Funny Woman Stage Award.
I did win that, yeah.
Yeah.
And you had a sellout run in 2024 at the Edinburgh Fringe Awards.
Yeah.
Nominee for the next up biggest award in comedy,
Yep.
Best Newcomer. And you're also a Chortle Best Newcomer nominee from that year as
Yeah.
well, which very, very cool. And you're
Yeah.
working-
Wildly successful comedian alongside being
Yeah,
a
you
great
think
writer.
it would pay more, but
Yeah.
it doesn't. You're like, everyone's like, wow, you're like actually like very, like someone like, I saw an old friend I hadn't seen in a long time in Berlin last week, and he was like at the Edinburgh Fringe, and one of his friends Googled me, and it was like, I came up in The Guardian, and she was like, wow, this like woman's actually like quite a big deal. And I was like, yeah, but where's the money?
Yeah.
yeah,
What?
working on that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's the thing. My friend recently, she was like, because I've been made redundant recently and whatever else, she was like, oh, I'll get this. And I was like, no, I can manage. She was like, no, you're not working. Like she does earn a lot of money. She was like, I've got this. And I was like, no, come on, let me. And she was like, tell you what, pay me back when you do Live at the Apollo. And I was like, you are grossly overestimating how much Live at the Apollo is. Grossly over. Does it pay? TBD. If it does, it's fuck all.
Well, the last person I knew that did it, who told me how much it paid, was 14 grand for the buyout. I don't know if the buyout's still the same.
I was going to say, if the buyouts, I'd be interested whether that's the full amount or whether that's just whether they do option them. Like that is if they do buy it out.
I had 15. So
Yeah.
Yeah, for like, but that's because it goes to every country apparently.
Oh, okay. So
Around the
then
world,
the
so it's
buyout
like-
does happen.
No, so yeah, so that's like 14 grand. If you end up on the TV, it's 14 grand.
Yeah.
I guess.
But it's not like, firstly, taxes on that, agents cut, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a nice chunk of change, don't
I
get me
don't
wrong.
know
But
if
her
it
being
was
like,
something.
I'm just waiting. She was sort of like,
Yeah.
once you have this rolling in it, and I'm like, that's not rolling in it type money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like a great lump sum for one gig, but I'm like,
But then you still have to figure out the rest
annually
of the
I'll
gigs.
still be,
Yeah.
you know.
But you're
Still-
I mean, we'll reference this at the end of the podcast and the wrap up. But you're working towards your next show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm writing the new next show.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Look how happy I am about it. I'm going to Edinburgh probably again. But
I'll be there.
I'm excited that you'll both be there.
Yeah.
Will you be there?
I'll be there.
You'll be there?
I'll be
Great.
there.
At the moment, we're working towards getting a flat together. If we can find
Nice.
accommodation together, and there will be a Kate shape space for on the sofa for you to come and visit. Because I know you already have yours sorted.
Yeah.
But just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's why like Ruby's like, we're sorting a flat. I'm like, I've done nothing. Ruby is apparently Ruby's my
You're
agent.
much more organised
Ruby's literally
about
my agent
this
and
already.
my manager. Anyways, this isn't about us. It's about you, Kate.
Okay.
And this isn't about all your amazing accomplishments, all your credits, right?
Okay.
Your brilliant CV. This is about all the odd jobs you did to get you to
Yes.
where you are today.
Yeah.
All of the hustle, all of the grind.
Yeah.
I want to know. But we're going to start at the very beginning, right?
Okay.
What was the first ever way that you made money? Doesn't have to be a job.
Oh.
Just anything that earned you some cash.
I mean, I'm sure, like, I had that thing was that if I washed the car, maybe my mum would give me like £3.
Pocket
or
money.
whatever.
Yeah.
I love that you said maybe, because my mum would sometimes do this where you do something and then one time you'd get a bit of money, another time maybe you get some sweets, and then most of the time you get nothing. But I would always do it just in case it was
Oh,
the
wow.
time
She's
when I
running
got
some
money.
sort of like
You're not asking before you're doing it.
No, because one time I just did it without, I cleaned the car, and she went, "Oh, here's some money." And I was
That's
like,
so smart.
amazing. And so then I kept doing it in hopes that she would give me money the next time.
She like Pavlov dogged you. God, that
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
insane. Where you think like, oh, if I do this,
I get
Yeah.
money.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, I
But it wasn't
imagine
always.
that kind of maybe existed, but maybe not. My mum's not a huge capitalist.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also didn't. When people are like pocket money, I'm like, I feel like vaguely, like maybe it was a thing, but really, no. I just had to do the jobs around the house. I didn't get fucking paid
didn't
for
get-
it. We genuinely
You just
had
had to
like
do it,
had
yeah.
to do jobs around the house, and it was very serious. And my big feminist thing was that my brothers generally were given like outdoor jobs, like outside, and I had to do indoor. And indoor jobs are so much more and so much
They're worse,
harder.
yeah.
Right? That's like cleaning pots and pans, drying, doing the washing, ironing,
Yeah.
like all that sort of stuff. Whereas my brothers just got to cut the grass, and I live in the countryside of Ireland. We had quite a big garden. We had a ride-on lawnmower. Do you know how much fun?
That's a good time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A ride-on lawnmower
Everyone
is?
loves a ride-on lawnmower.
So then
That's a
I
great
was
time.
like, I'm going to cut the grass. So then it would come to like the weekend. I'd be like, Bagsy's I'm cutting the grass. And I would
Yeah.
get my little MP3 player and stick it in and just drive and be like,
Perfect.
enjoy ironing, bitches. That was my feminist move.
I love that for you. Congratulations.
So, okay, so your mum would pay for some of the chores.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, but then maybe what was like a more solid earner? The
So
first.
my first job, I was the waitress at like a restaurant in town. Like
Nice.
a Saturday girl. Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you do Saturdays and
Sorry,
Sundays.
you
You're
were a
13.
Saturday Sunday girl, not the. I thought the restaurant was called Saturday Girl.
I'm Saturday girl is a great name for a restaurant.
Yeah.
But no, and I actually can't remember what it was called. It was something French. It's now called the Fat Fowl, I believe.
Oh, wow.
But before that, it was called something else, like
Le Petit Déjeuner, something like that.
something like Le Mahma. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the guy that ran it was, I would say, kind of a weird guy. But I think I was paid like £3 an hour or something, just above.
And did you say you were 13 when?
And I would have been 13.
Wow.
Yes. And then I think almost immediately then I started, at 14, I started doing cream teas.
Oh,
I was a cream teas waitress. So that was like my first like job. I always sort of say is my first job.
cream teas, exactly. I
A
feel like
cream
this is an English
tea,
term.
sorry, I grew up in the West Country. A cream tea is a pot of tea with a scone and cream and jam.
And
Oh, okay.
would you have one of those really tall plates? You know, the plates that were stacked on top of each
No,
other?
it wasn't that fancy. It was like very countryside cream
So it's
teas.
not afternoon tea.
Yeah, it's like afternoon tea.
Oh,
so
it is?
yeah. So it was my job to bake the scones for an hour from 2 till 3. And then from 3 till 6, we're open for cream teas and people can come in and have a scone with cream and jam.
So that's it. They're just having tea,
Yeah.
jam and scone.
Cup of tea.
Wow.
I want this right now.
Yeah, it's
same.
delicious. And I have to have one every year, like at the same farm. And it was funny because I then did that job and then my boyfriend was the son of the farmer.
Oh,
If that makes sense.
Wait, did you meet him while you were working
No,
there?
we went to school together. We went to primary school together. So like we've
okay.
known each other since we were like
No, yeah,
9 or
meeting
10.
the son of the farmer sounds like a smut. But
I was like,
I mean, it does.
I'd read that book.
Yeah, but like it was like I'd be like 14 or 15. I mean, by the time we were going out, I think I was like 15. But his mum was like, she knew me, and she just actually I was sat in the middle of town, really hungover, which also tells you how early I started drinking from all the stress of the capitalism
Yeah,
of the
I
job.
was going to say. Also, just West Country, right? Countryside
It's the
living.
West
There's
Country,
nothing
yeah,
else
yeah.
to be doing.
There's nothing to do, so
I
you're drunk
feel
all the
you.
time. So I remember being like hungover, and I being sat in town with my friend Lottie, and his mum came up and she was like, "I need someone for cream teas next weekend," and then like that was it. I had this job.
Great.
And she paid, I think, all right, like for the times, maybe like £3.60 or something. So it was like, yeah. And I remember like getting my paychecks with the money inside, like the envelopes with the money, like that's like the back in the day. And then and then I just worked there, and then my boyfriend would like sometimes like make me a mix CD and come and give it to me at work, or like I'd get off work and then we'd like hang out.
Was it at his house?
Yeah, essentially.
'Cause it was on the farm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then sometimes I'd like work
like
and then
a-
I'd stay over and I'd go to work again the next day. And like, I don't know, like, I don't remember a lot of my like childhood and teenage years very well, but
Yeah.
like that
Well,
was
you were
my
drunk.
thing. Oh, because I was drunk, yeah. So But yeah, and then I like weirdly kept doing that job until like into my 20s.
Oh, wow.
Like I would come back from university and do it each summer because it's only open in the summer.
And
Right.
this sounds like a really nice get up.
Yeah, this sounds like a good situation.
And my pay went up. I wasn't £3.60.
No, and but question: did you? How long did you and the farmer's son go out?
Till I was 18 years old.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So it worked out because I was
Yeah,
like,
I didn't like break up. I mean, it was fine. We also broke up at 18, and you don't have like any resentment then. We broke up because he went to university.
I was
going to
say, was
like,
it a uni breakup?
Yeah.
Then
It
it's
wasn't
just
like, oh, we're
circumstance.
done.
Yeah.
It's like we were children, and now everyone's going to be an
And
adult.
do you ever go back to your hometown and run into him and think about the one who got away?
It's funny because I started putting him.
Is there a book in this case?
No, because I don't. I think there's a reason why we're not.
yeah.
I mean, more than anything, he's married to someone else. But like,
That'll do
he's
it.
really nice and like
Yeah.
can handle him a lot better than. God, I make him sound like he's an awful. He's really not. He's perfectly fine. There's a lot of reasons why I didn't marry my first boyfriend.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I've started talking about that in stand up now because I think
really?
now the fascism's raging, it just feels like I should have become a trad wife, and maybe that would have like insulated me a little bit from the.
You could still be doing the cream scones.
Yeah, I could have
Could have
just
been your cream scone place.
Yeah. I could have just been still, and it's nice. Like I'm still a very good scone maker. Like I can make you a batch of 50 scones very
Lovely.
quickly, and like, yeah,
That is a great skill.
We've got a scone and a scone.
Yes.
I'm hearing in your
yes.
So am I right in thinking that in Ireland it's all just scones? Everyone calls them scones.
Really?
I believe that the whole scone thing is almost reversed, where when I hear someone say scone, it sounds really posh to me.
Oh, so when I hear someone say scone, it sounds posh.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
I assumed that anyone, because people were like, oh yeah, all the posh people did it. And I was like, oh yeah, because they all say scone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, scone sounds very like,
Scone.
oh yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to have a scone and tea. Whereas scone, like, I don't know, like, I think it's just the way we say vowels and our, like,
yeah.
vowel, like,
They're elongated.
like,
yeah.
scone
Scone. Yeah.
is-
Got it.
whereas
Yeah.
like we're very, I don't know, I'm sure there's a good linguistic way to explain this. My speech
Yeah.
therapist should have, but yeah, we're very to Irish people. She told me Irish people tend to talk quite in their throats and like lower down, so like scone would
Yeah.
make more sense than scone.
Scone. Yeah.
But yeah, it's the reverse here. I sound posh to English people. Ha ha. Yes, me and my scones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love a scone. Also, there is something like really idyllic, isn't there? Thinking back about like the idea of like, if I did just stay with that one guy and then we'd be in that farm. I feel like we're like reaching that age where like, because of capitalism,
Sure.
fascism, and also just like men.
And I'm exhausted.
like, there was that
I'm
nice
36 and
man.
I'm exhausted. I wanted kids, like these sorts of things.
Yeah.
But I would have drowned myself. Like I would
Yeah.
have put pockets in my stones in my pockets, like
And walked
Virginia
into
Woolf
the
style,
sea.
and walked into the river in the back garden. Like I would have been so fucking bored.
Yeah. It's nice to like think about like,
But would I have been bored in the days of now with Tradwife?
This is-
because would I just be filming myself and making jokes online? That's what gets me now.
Yeah.
It's like I had this kind of like idyllic life that's very sellable.
Yeah.
very, Instagrammable sort
what
of
people
thing.
are
Yeah.
talking about with tradwives is tradwives are online telling all women to like, don't have a job, just be a home wife. Don't have a job, don't
Yeah.
earn your own money, and yet they all have a job doing social media
Yeah,
content.
for
and
sure.
and earn way more
The only
money.
reason you're allowed to do
For
what you
sure,
do
for
is
sure.
because of feminism. You were there just
Yeah,
setting
yeah.
it back. Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah.
But hey, I'd ride the gravy train wherever it went.
Did you do any crazy did you put your own like little special signature on any of your scones and how you baked them?
No, I was quite rubbish at it for a while. I was like quite bad at making scones for a while.
Yeah.
And they all came out quite flat.
Oh,
But
You don't
but
want a
no,
flat
I didn't.
scone.
No, there was no. It was a good job. I'm trying to think. I sort of did it on and off in patches for so long, but it was like I did it for a long time with my best friend Emma. So it would just be, and
That's
she'd
the
pick me up,
best.
she'd drive us there, and and even by that point we must have been 17, 18 if we were driving. So it would be like we'd go on a night out. She'd pick me up at. We started work at 2. She'd pick me up at 5 to 2. The drive is 15 minutes. She'd get us there in 5. We just get
Yeah.
there and then be like.
fucking churn it out.
Turn it out, and then
Yeah.
it's just like an easy job to do.
Yeah, very cushy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and so when you were younger, what
Yeah.
did you want to be? What was like the idea? What was the dream?
I don't like for when I
Job,
was
career.
when I was a child, I wanted to be an MP. I wanted to be prime minister. I was like, I want to change the world. Like the world is
yes.
fucked, and I was of the belief back then it was just like people didn't know, I guess, or like. I don't know what I thought, but like I was like, oh, if we can just like tell everyone like the world could be better, then it'll be fine. And then
You thought it was a lack of education.
yes,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. You were like, oh, I think we just need to tell. And then they're like, oh, no, they just don't care.
They just don't care. And so that's what I wanted. But then it was hard because I actually dropped out of school at 16.
All right.
Yes. So then, so I did cream teas 14, 15, but I dropped out of school at 16 and then I was quite depressed. And then I got a job working in M&S as a checkout girl, like M&S food.
Yeah. M&S
Which
food.
actually my boyfriend's mother also had, why is this woman so in charge of my employment? I should put her in charge of my fucking live comedy bookings.
Yeah.
She's very organized.
I was about to say, she sounds like a woman about town. She
happy,
knows
yeah.
all the connections.
Yeah. So she was like, you can't just spend your life in bed. You have to get a job. So she took me to Bath, which was the nearby town.
That's near,
It's
okay.
the nearest city. I sound like I'm in a Victorian novel. And we went up to
Took me
Bath.
to the town.
We went
a
on the
horse and
omnibus.
carriage.
Yes. And we walked around looking for jobs. So like I went to Tony and Guy, I did like a day trial in Tony and Guy. And they were like, I don't think you care about being a hairdresser. And I sort of was like, no, not really. But like, sort of have to pretend. You're like, maybe I want to be a hairdresser. I don't know. And then I got a job at M&S.
Nice. M&S food.
Yes.
10 out of 10.
M&S food, yeah.
That was a big thing in Ireland back then. They came to Ireland. They're, I don't think any longer there. Maybe they still are, but it was. I remember one came to my town and it was fucking huge, and everyone wanted to work there because then you get like a discount on M&S.
Yes,
food.
they give a very good discount. It's 20% off.
Yeah.
And then they have this thing called, I don't know if they still do it now, the waste sale. And they sell off all their old food and veg for like no money.
To the
basically.
staff, right?
To the staff. Oh, wow. And so I worked in a new M&S that had like just opened. It was 2008. It's before the recession. We all thought, no, it was 2006.
Oh, yeah.
2006. So everyone was like, we're only getting richer. It's only going to get better.
Boom times.
Open an M&S in the poor town, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was there and it was like, we had overstocked our food and they sold all vegetables. Everything that wasn't meat and fish was 10p and everything that was meat and fish was 30p. So I saved my mother like an absolute fortune on our weekly shop.
Yeah, bung all that in the freezer.
Yeah.
Literally, there's a legendary Twitter thread on Irish Twitter where it's this guy who worked in M&S food, but again when he's a teenager. And it's about the wastage sale at Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was basically like the threat. I will try, maybe we'll try post it off the odd jobs of this podcast. I will send it to you. It is the funniest thing. But he's basically talking about how for like weeks he was like, no, he'd never done the Christmas one, but he was like, it's supposed to be amazing. There's loads of stuff. So the whole family were like, okay, we won't buy anything for Christmas. And the sales on Christmas Eve after close, so like 9 p.m. on Christmas
Yeah, because
Eve.
then they have to be gone. All
And
the food
this
stuff.
thing, he was like he was like, all of a sudden now I'm like, oh my God, fuck, if there's no, and his dad apparently like dropped him off and was like, at the very least, get a turkey. Like, and was just like, if there's nothing else, get a turkey. Do what you can. And he thought as well, oh, it's because I'm working the last shift, I'll get to go. And then when it came to close, all the staff who were on or off shift, like anyone who worked there came, and Sweet was like, fuck. And Sweet was like, right, I know where the turkeys are. I'm just going to have to run or whatever else. And then the like 23rd else, there was so much stuff left over. And his manager, he was like going to the sale. And the manager was like, what are you doing with that? You've nowhere near enough. Here. I was like throwing cauliflower cheeses and fucking Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
And
It's
everything at him.
wild.
I was so worried for a moment.
I know. And the Twitter thread is honest to God. He was like, we ate like kings that year.
Yeah, it was like the first time I ever tried lobster was like from that. Like it's so
bananas.
insane.
Did you get lobster for 30p then?
I think they were like, I can't give it to you for 30, but we'll give it to you for like 70. And I said, that's too much.
Bargaining them down.
Bananas. So that was, the M&S. But it was a boring job. Really boring. M&S people are a
stocking
bit.
shelves and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's like nice food, but you're just still being in the shop.
And they're also like a bit like intense about customer service. Like M&S are so like,
Yes, they are.
they make you do these weird trainings with like these nut job people who are,
Yeah.
like, Americans being like, you got to do the compliment sandwich. I mean, everyone knows about it now, but like back in the day, we didn't know about that in 2006 in Wiltshire.
They were blowing minds.
Yeah, and it's just like these kind of, like there was a lot of like, I don't know. I think these jobs can be like full of like hierarchies of quite annoying people.
Oh yeah, real jobs worth.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to sound really dumb, but compliment sandwich makes it sound like it's compliment.
No, compliment.
Compliment.
Bad news. Compliment.
Compliment. So you
Oh,
sandwich
I thought-
bad news with compliments in order to cushion it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Because
Yeah.
I thought it was shit sandwich. Because bread is always nice, and so then it was a bad thing. In the
No, a
middle.
shit sandwich is just shit all around.
Yeah.
Shit sandwich, which it's like shit and then more shit and then shit on top. That's
Yeah.
a shit sandwich. But a compliment sandwich is where you're like, Oh my God,
Yeah.
Kate, I absolutely love your hair.
Yes.
You look so great. Come here, I just don't know that it's going to work out with the job. But
Yeah.
you've got such an amazing spirit and so much tenacity.
Yes.
That you're just going to want to
Perfect.
be successful
Perfect.
anywhere you go.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but you had to do it with customers. So if a customer came to you
Yes.
with a complaint,
Yeah.
and they said like, I found a hair in this, you couldn't say, oh, I'm sorry, because
Yeah.
sorry is a negative. So you had to be like, thank you for bringing this to my attention.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry I found you found a hair in your thing. I will do my best to sort it out. It was like things like that where you're
Yeah.
like, I can't live like this. I have to interact with people like I'm a normal human being.
Yeah.
But I feel like even my mom still would have the view that like obviously that was where I'm sure we all got our first bras. Like that was like the
Yeah.
place to go and get bra fitted. But my mom, I still has quite that vision of like, no, Marks and Spencer's top customer service.
For sure.
Like
for
I
sure.
think of our
And
parents'
that's what
generation, they really expect it.
That's
So I
what
can
kept
imagine
Marks
they
and
like.
Spencer's in business, I think, for so long.
Yeah.
And a successful brand was like, you have this top-notch customer service.
Yeah,
You're paying
yeah.
for this premium. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas I'm like, I don't go to retail workers and ask them to try and make my day better. Do you know what I mean?
No, no.
I'm like, I understand you're having a rough time. I've been in
I
your
barely
shoes.
see any retail workers at this point.
Yeah,
I'm just like, everything's
exactly.
self-checkout.
Yeah, we're just
Like,
machines.
Yeah.
God, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
So actually, speaking of that, then, is there ever been any like mad co-workers or like you were saying about the hierarchy?
There
and
was just
stuff
so
like this?
many like M&S
In any job even.
attracts so. Oh, I've got loads. But how do we want to do this? Because I'm still 16 right now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were at
Job-wise,
M&S, and then
yeah.
you said you did the cream teas in the summer job. So
That was like a summer
go
job.
to university,
and then I would go to university. Well, so I went back to school, but after M&S, then I went to Tanzania to see my
wow.
dad, and I had never been to Tanzania like as an adult alone.
right.
And then I went there, and then I came
How
back.
long were you in Tanzania for?
6 weeks.
Wow.
I was 17, and then I like came back, and I was like, I'm gonna go back to school.
Great.
I was like, I need to go back to school. And mainly I was like, I need to live in London. I had this realization that was like, I just need to not live in bumfuck nowhere, Wiltshire.
Yeah.
And the way I convinced my mum to let me go back to London was to say I would go back to do my A levels because I didn't have any A levels at this point. So then I was a bit of like a mess, you know, because I was like, when you leave school with no A levels and no nothing, and you come from like a relatively like middle class social group, everyone's a bit like, bah!
Yeah.
She's lost her whole life. What's she gonna do?
Yeah.
And I think especially being like the only black one, everyone's a bit like, wow, what are her chances? And you're like, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But they didn't believe it. So then I said that, and then I was doing odd jobs for a while because I tried to go back to M&S, and then I went back to the one in Bath, and that didn't work out. And I was like, I just don't want to work for M&S anymore. And then I worked in a box factory, making cardboard boxes.
Oh my
And
God.
that was one of my favorite jobs.
Yeah.
actually.
Tell me about it.
So we just made boxes. So they arrived flat, and we put them together as boxes.
So you were assembling them.
Yes, assembling. Yeah, that's the
What
word.
size boxes?
Yeah.
Small ones actually, like this size, like post size.
Yeah. Post box.
Because it was for this guy that sold. This is like, he was one of the pioneers in the field. He sold collagen tablets.
that is
And
early doors.
this is 2007. Collagen tablets on QVC on like the shopping channel.
Which is basically what TikTok Shop is now.
Yes, and it was our job. But the beauty of this job was you could show up whenever you wanted. Like there was no fixed hours. So you just signed in, and they would pay you £5.75 for all the hours you were there.
Oh wow.
So you would just go and make cardboard boxes for as long as you wanted to that day, and then they would just pay you.
That's mad.
great.
That it was just free
And then you had
reign
no
hours.
gloves, so you didn't get paper cuts.
My brain immediately, when you talked about the box factory, I was just thinking about releasing a bunch of cats into it and just seeing where they go sit.
Oh,
They go sit in the boxes. And
they could sit in the different boxes.
I was thinking that you're like on a conveyor belt, like cutting cardboard into like the sizes or whatever. else.
No.
folding like that.
It was just the folding. So you
So
just
it's
basically
just
sat
like
at a
a
table.
box of them all flat.
It was
and then
like
you were assembling
me,
them.
my mate Flo, who
Yeah.
also was like a little bit unemployed and maybe not at school as well, and then like a bunch of old women.
Nice.
Like a bunch of women who like either were like single or their husbands had like passed away, or like I guess they were like women who their man earns all the money but they don't get any money, so it was like this way I can have some pocket money.
Yeah. So especially with such loose, I'm interested. Like genuinely, like was the place open from 10 till 6, and you could come whenever you wanted
Yes.
within that time?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow! And you could just work. So would you just be like, right, I'll do a full day that day, then I'll have a load. of
Yeah,
cash
I'd be
and
like,
go
oh, I
out.
want some money, and then I just go and like rack up that. And I love a freedom job.
Yeah,
which is why I'm a freelancer
autonomy.
in the end,
Yeah.
The freedom element of it, and also I get that like it's not exactly the most the biggest strain on your brain or like that.
Yeah.
But something like just a mind-numbing, repetitive
Yeah,
job.
and you're just like
is
listening to the
so
radio and you're like,
satisfying.
Yeah.
Doesn't earn you a lot,
And
but
also
it'd be
something
so
that you can
fun.
be like, I made 90 boxes
Yeah.
today. Like I think there's something so satisfying to have like a physical representation of the
Yeah.
work that you've done. It's quite like, yeah.
Yeah.
Also a job that you literally, it's my favorite thing. It's why I used to quite like nannying. It was that you turn up, you're working while you're there, and the minute you leave, there's nothing there's no like
There's nothing to
work
do.
drama.
Yeah.
There's no gossip going on. There's no emails hitting
You're
your
done,
inbox. There's no even when you work on a restaurant, like beef or shift changing or something like that. Like I would just turn up, mind kids, and then parents are home. You're like, I'm done. Let me go. No beef, no drama, no fuss, no muss.
But was there any did you have a favourite co-worker amongst the ladies?
Yeah, but I can't tell you what her name was now. But she used to smile and stick her tongue out while she smiled, like. And I just remember her doing that.
And what
Like
age was she?
this. Like, I don't know, 78. Old.
She's just joyful.
Yeah.
She's just joyful.
Just an older woman who's stuck
Yeah,
giving
yeah,
a fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice. And so then Box Factory, then so you finish your A-levels, you go to uni.
Then I go to London to do my
London.
A-levels.
Nice.
And so they moved
Oh,
to
you
London.
do your A-levels in London? Ah, okay, I got you.
At like FE college. That was like a thing back in the day. I don't even know if this stuff exists now.
I have no clue.
I don't even think the kids are allowed to
system's mad to me.
leave. Yeah, I don't think kids are allowed to leave the school now.
They're not allowed. Yeah, they have to go on till 18.
That would have killed
to.
me. But
Yeah.
okay.
They have to go to 18. I thought you could do like not school stuff in England, like apprenticeships or like.
No, yeah, but you have to stay in education till you have to
in some
continue.
kind of education.
Oh,
you can't just
really?
be like goodbye.
So apprenticeships count as education.
You can't just do your GCSEs and an apprenticeship counts as education.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
you
can't just get a
have-
job.
okay.
Whereas in my day, you could sort of leave at 16
Yeah.
and get a job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that was
could-
still the case for my year that you could finish at 16 if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah. And then when I was doing my A-levels, I mean, first of all, I was on EMA.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Education Maintenance Allowance. So
Oh,
this is like
okay.
a thing the Labour government brought in. So we all got £30 a week
Oh, nice.
for being in school. So
Oh.
then I went back to school. And then I got like a lot of weird grants and I did like a lot of those. I did like clinical trials.
Oh my God, like
My
medical
college
trials.
was next, yes, but nothing intense. My college was next to a dental. It was on Gray's Inn Road, next to a dental college, a dental hospital.
Oh, right.
So I did these like studies where you didn't like brush your teeth for 2 weeks, and then just use their mouthwash, and then they would give you like £200. So I would like do weird things like that. I've always done like weird things where I'm like, I can brush my teeth and I can not brush my
I've
teeth. for 2
honestly
weeks.
considered some of those medical trials because some of them are pretty tame, some of them are pretty light.
Some of them are fine.
like-
I don't know if I do a medical trial now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been made redundant. We'll see. I'm game. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Why not?
Infamously, I'm not sure which one. John Tothill did a medical trial to pay for Edinburgh.
He gave him
And then got malaria.
Got
Yeah,
malaria.
and got malaria.
Right.
No, but I think did the trial knowing it would. But that one was like, I think that one was like $5 or $6 grand. Like that was a
Yeah.
pricey because
But
they
didn't
were like,
his
we're going to give you malaria.
appendix explode? Like,
That was the
Yeah.
following year.
okay, well, it feels connected to me.
That was during the Fringe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
thought the medical trial was afterwards.
I have a feeling that it's
I
one
think it
after
was-
each
yeah, I
other.
think it
I
was
don't
separate
think
years.
the appendix was related to the
Malaria.
Malaria, but yeah, the trial was that they like gave you, I think, malaria, and then or a vaccine or something, and then saw whether it basically worked.
I know. I don't love comedy enough to
No.
get malaria for it.
No.
Personally.
But also, hey, if you don't have a show, give yourself malaria, and
And
hey,
you'll
you
have
got
a show. It's true. It's
You got a
true.
show because I'm like, that is what John did. I'm like, he both got the money to do the show and the content. So
Was the show about him having malaria?
wasn't it?
I think he had a show already. I don't know John very well, so I'm really not the right person to
I
speak
saw
on
his
this.
debut show, which was not about that, but that was his
I think
second show.
that's no. I think the debut show is about. I don't think either show is about malaria.
Oh.
The second show is about the appendix.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I've heard that and then got all mixed up. I
Anyway,
missed the
it's
section.
confusing.
Anyways, whatever. John Tuttle, great comic. Not who we're here to talk about. So medical. So you're doing these
So I
like
did
dentist
those
things,
and then I did 3, and then the next. And my mum. I don't know if I'm supposed to admit this. To get through in life,
yeah.
you have to do a bit of benefit fraud.
Oh.
If you don't come from wealth, it's so funny. People are so weirdly moral in this country, like the lower middle classes especially. They're like, I must be by the rules, and I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, do you know how much everyone else at the
I
top
was
is
about to say,
scamming me?
everything
Yeah.
is stacked in everyone else's odds.
Yes.
So you sometimes gotta
You're
try and
allowed
cook
to.
the
So
books.
I
agree.
basically
I haven't done anything myself, honestly, in this country.
So if
In this country, I'm all
anyone
clear.
else, this is a joke, but I'm a comedian. But like, I think my mum, I mean, I was still coming home a lot because my boyfriend was still at home.
Right, yes.
The boyfriend. And I was getting my driving lessons. So I'd come home a lot, and then my mum would pretend I was still at home, and then she still got child tax credits.
Oh, yeah.
And then she could use that to pay for my
that's
rent.
fucking harmless. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm shit like that. I'm like, absolutely.
Yes.
But also, people who are genuinely, and I'll go off on a rant, but people who are like benefits fraud. I'm like, cool. The minute we get one corporation to get all the tax that they're avoiding by putting it into all these offshore accounts and
Yes.
stuff, and all the grants that the government are giving them, which is benefits.
Yes.
So all these fucking millionaires get benefits to set up
For
their
sure.
own companies, and they don't fulfill. So part of it will be like a property management who's like,
Of course.
hey, if you give us this grant, we're going to build a certain amount of social housing, and then they'll be like, oh, we actually couldn't build that social housing because the market's changed, so now we don't have enough money, so we can't do that. Sorry. And there's no fuss, no muss about
There's
them
no
doing that, and it's
consequences, no.
millions of pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm like, absolutely, you get fucked about Kate's mom having child benefit. Like,
I mean, I think I was there for
once we
some
clean
of
up all the
week.
corporate fucking fraud, then I'm all absolutely, let's hit the benefits.
But also, there's such a thing.
But until we do the corporate fraud first.
That there are loads of unclaimed like unemployment benefits.
Yeah,
and people-
I've
like,
never.
people-
I've been unemployed multiple times in this country in the 10 plus years or roughly I've lived
Yeah.
here, and this is the first time I've ever made a claim. And it's more because it is such a horrible system that
Yes.
is designed to make it very difficult to engage with. That
Yes.
I have genuinely before been like, well, I'll find something in a month or two, so I'll just stretch myself and
Yeah.
figure it out. Whereas this time,
It's a
because I
real
was formally
nightmare of a
made
system.
redundant, and I was trying to figure out how to deal with the redundancy.
So I then had to do 2 more. I did 2 A levels in a year and did quite well. My teacher was
Wow.
like, you need to, got 2 A's, and they were like, you need to go to fancy university, not some other university. And I was like, okay, I'll try for that. And then I need to do 2 more A levels to get enough. And then the government wouldn't pay for it because at the time the government would only pay for 2 A levels. So each A level is like £600, £700.
Okay.
And I didn't have £1.50.
yeah.
So then I had to sign on to job seekers to get them down to £60 each.
Okay.
A reasonable amount. And they're very funny about you signing on to job seekers when you're not trying to get a job.
Yeah.
So I was like signing on to job seekers, and I was like, well, they were like, do you want to be this manager of this laundrette? And I was like, no, thank you. I'm trying to go to Oxbridge. And they were like, that's not what this is allowed to do for that. And it was like weird how much this benefit system is like actively trying to like not help people do
Yeah.
well in the world.
Why would there be a discount for getting A levels if you're signing up to job seekers?
If you're on job seekers, you can have a discount because it's like maybe you need more retraining to be in the job market. Is there logic?
Yeah. It's, and also, I'm like, why are we not funding young people to get education so they can go to university? Like, surely that's a good investment.
That's when I tried to sign on in Wiltshire, and then I went to Brixton, where I was living in London, signed on there, and they were like normal about it. They were like, of course you can have your money.
Yeah,
of course
yeah,
you
yeah.
can just apply. And then I was on job seekers for like a few weeks, and then I came off because I just
because
did
you
it.
just needed the discount.
I just needed it. My
Yeah,
A levels
yeah,
to be
yeah.
paid for. And then I worked 3 jobs
Wow.
to put myself through the final year of my A levels. So I worked waitressing again at the weekends in a cafe restaurant in Brixton, which is sort of still there, but it's now just named after one of the couple that's there, and I wonder if they've like divorced.
Ooh, sounds like it. Sounds like someone literally got
They
the
were quite a
caffeine
highly
divorce.
strung couple, but anyway, that's none of my business. And then I did stuff for my college, so I'd do like event days showing people around my college.
Nice. Yeah.
Open days. And then I worked in a nightclub in Soho. And I was the cloakroom girl of this nightclub in Soho.
Talk to me about that because I feel like tales.
There is so many tales. So it's so funny because this job has also been done so this is the longest running club night in London. It's every Thursday. It's been going for 40 years. It's called Gaz's Rockin' Blues. It's on Wardour Street. Tracy Emin was a cloakroom girl.
Wow.
The person I gave the job to afterwards is Grace Wales Bonner, who's obviously like a very famous designer now.
Right.
Who, designed, like I think Meghan Markle wore like one of her designs for introducing the baby to the world or whatever. She's just become creative director of Hermes. So like people do this job and then end up out in the world doing quite interesting things.
That's wild.
Yes. And then I was like 19 and my job was just to
And
check
how
for
did that
coats.
come about? Just like apply or hear of it somewhere? Because it sounds like a job that is such a like
I didn't know.
feeder would
That's
be
so
like
mad to say.
almost gate kept.
So I think when the first year I was doing my A levels, I went back a lot to the countryside and I just still had my friends. And then by that point, all my friends had like done their gap years, gone to uni. So then I didn't have my friends anymore. And I didn't have any friends in London and I didn't know, I'd been to the nightclub. And what I used to do, which is insane, I don't know if this is like an absolutely mad thing to say, and I don't know if I've ever said it out loud, but I'd use if I had some MDMA left over from like some time of having MDMA. I would take a bomb of MDMA, get on the underground, go to Soho. By the time I'm in Soho, I'm like coming up and I'm feeling very confident. I'd arrive, I never had any money back in these days. I was like so poor. Because I lived in this basement with this Irish lady who smoked a lot of weed. And I get there, and then by the time I got to the club, I was like coming up, so I had like a lot of confidence. And so I'd go into the club before it opened so that I wouldn't have to pay the entry fee. And then I would sit there. And because I would sit there, and there were like lots of people around as they were setting up, someone at some point just assumed I knew someone.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anyone. And at some point, I'd just been coming for so long, and I just kept going to this club night by myself.
And it was just this one club that you
on
went to?
Thursdays,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
And I guess I liked to hang out there, and I'd sit and chat to the cloakroom girl. And at some point, she was like, "I don't want to do this. Do you want the job?" And then I just got the job. Isn't that so mad?
that's
Now I've said that out loud.
amazing.
That's like intense.
That's bananas.
But
Yeah.
it's, it's about putting yourself in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
On
You
drugs,
know?
yeah.
This
On
is
drugs.
it. High as a
And
kite.
repetitively.
And repetitively, yeah.
That's so mad.
It's so mad.
Wow.
But also, like, it worked out. So you did. How long were you doing that cloakroom job?
For a year until I went to university.
And are there any like specific sort of like story, like mad stories?
So many.
Yeah,
like
go on.
so many.
Was there
So-
any celebs and stuff coming in there?
Yes. Makita Oliver from T4 used to come in a lot. And I wasn't there when this happened, but Natalie Portman and
whoa.
Scarlett Johansson came once when they were shooting their film.
What film are they in?
The
Black
Boleyn
Swan?
Girls.
Oh, the Boleyn.
Oh, whoa.
Because they were shooting it in the UK.
Oh, nice.
There were lots of people. I actually it was the first time I ever did a line of coke was in that club, and it was from Keith Allen.
Wow. What a line. Literally. What a thing to say.
Yeah.
Keith Allen handed out coke. Fair play.
Yeah. Which by all accounts is very standard.
Yeah.
So there were like celebrities would come down, but I can't. Simon Amstel used to come sometimes.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to think who else. I think at like some point you sort of like learn to blur it out.
Yeah,
a bit.
yeah.
And also I was obviously drunk a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Actually, it was my job. My job seemed to involve drinking a lot of white wine. Yeah. But I also used to I did my like A-level revision there. Like I revised for all my exams. I'd like bring all my textbooks down and sit in the cloakroom and like
Amazing.
go through them. And then
When people would hand you their coats, how would you resist the urge not to like try them on or go through their coats?
Yeah,
Some
rifle
nice
in the
coats.
pockets.
I don't know, but I don't think I did.
Yeah. You just didn't think so.
Because I was getting loads of free wine.
Yeah.
So
You didn't need.
what else did I need?
Yeah. It sounds great.
Yeah.
So you did that until you went to university. So
Yes.
you got your 2 A-levels then.
And then I got my second 2 A-levels, and then I went to university.
I mean, where did you go to uni?
Cambridge.
So it all worked out.
All worked out. Sometimes you got to just be on drugs and do a bit of benefit fraud. And then it'll work out.
Yeah. And next thing you know, you become a very
And next thing
respectable
you know,
student.
you're at Cambridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cambridge are very strict. You're not allowed to work when you're at Cambridge.
Yeah, I'm aware of this because they're like, it's too academically demanding.
They are correct. It's
Yeah,
too
yeah.
exhausting to have a job as well. But yeah, so then I just didn't have a job, except for in the summers when I do cream cheese, I guess.
When you go do
Yeah.
some more cream cheese.
Oh my God. And what did you study at Cambridge?
Politics, psychology, sociology.
Exactly. So you wanted to be an MP?
Yeah, I was like back on track, I guess. At that point.
Oh, look, we took a little detour.
God, I
around
keep
Soho,
falling off the fucking wagon.
Did a couple of lines of coke.
Yeah.
Got ourselves to Cambridge.
Yeah.
And did going to Cambridge and studying politics make you want to be an MP or not?
No, it made me hate the people that were going to go and do that thing.
Yeah.
I hated it, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you met the actual...
I
like-
met some of the worst people you're ever going to meet.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, you're going to run the country
Yeah,
someday.
yeah. And also I was 21. I was a bit older than everyone.
Oh, yeah.
I'd lived alone in London. Like I then had a new boyfriend. I had like 1 year gap between like my A-levels and going to Cambridge, where I just sort of lived with my boyfriend Ralph in this like council flat in Whitechapel. And then I'd sort of been independent, and everyone else had come straight from like a boarding school and didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, but acted like they owned the
Yeah.
place. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh my gosh.
So on your website, it says that you've studied in 4 countries.
Yes, that's my master's.
So then, what other countries have you studied in?
Germany, Argentina, and India.
Whoa, hold on. What? God, we're not going to have time.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But
what
quickly
what
run
do you
us
want?
through. Quickly run us through. What were you doing in Germany, India?
Okay, so do you want the jobs between university
Yeah,
and
let's
Berlin,
crack them
or
off and we'll stop.
Okay, we'll just go. Okay,
Yeah, come on.
So then I left university
Yeah.
and I got a job in a pub. I was like,
Yeah,
I just needed
classic.
like to be back to normal, and my plan was to sell. My plan was to import beer from Tanzania. and sell it in the UK and market it as fair trade beer, because that was the time of like
Yes, big
fair
on fair
trade
trade.
vibe.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? We're all becoming ethical business
Yes.
people. That's 2013. And so they tried that for a year. That didn't really work, but I worked in this pub in Liverpool Street, actually. And I actually really enjoyed that job. It was quite a fun job.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was a pub that was only open, because it's Liverpool Street, it's only open when the bankers are around. So it was shut on Sundays.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
never
yeah.
open past midnight, because they all fuck off home at like 9:30, 10
Last
p.m.
train.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was a very good job. So I did that. But I had two, actually, if I, in hindsight, incredibly misogynistic bosses that used to play this game where they try and throw a penny into my cleavage. But I,
What?
at the time, didn't mind.
I know. This is it. You sometimes look back and you're like,
Oh, no.
If I could see that young girl dealing
Yeah.
with that, I'd be like, no, babes. But at the
Yes.
time, you're like, ha ha ha, this seems like fun.
Yes, and and then I worked selling beer to pubs. So I worked for a
Oh, like a
brewery.
rep.
Yeah, and I went around pubs and I sold beer to pubs. But then my boss there had already been in prison for 12 years for being a cocaine smuggler. He follows me around.
Wow.
Jobs and employment. Yes, and he'd like been a cocaine smuggler. And
Where was he
done-
smuggling it from?
I don't know, but often he had like a little plane and he'd fly it in to
Oh,
the
okay,
country
so
from
he
like
was
an
proper.
island in Spain, I think.
Right.
Wait, he had a little plane, or he had, or like a little drone?
A little plane. Like he was in the plane.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This is before drones time. So
Yeah,
he'd like
yeah,
fly
yeah.
into the country, and then he'd gone to prison for 12 years. Then he decided to open a brewery. I don't know. I was selling beer to pubs. Then it all sort of came to light that he wasn't paying his taxes.
Classic.
And so then that got leaked, like it became a front page news for like London Standard, the Standard,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Evening Standard.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think what that newspaper's called. Evening Standard. So then that was very dramatic, and then I like started to have a breakdown and was like, I have to leave. It was really, really hard to sell a
The
product
beer,
that no
yeah,
one
yeah.
wants.
When everyone's like, this is.
And also the reason why my student loans are fucked, because he never paid any of our taxes during that time.
Oh my
so
God, I had a similar experience of fraud being
Yeah.
committed against me. Yeah, by a guy who owned 2 comedy clubs that I worked for. I think you know who I'm referring to. There's also an article written about it in the Londoner. Look it up.
yeah, I got after
yeah.
that article came out, I said, you still haven't paid me, and then he finally paid me back.
Oh, did he?
Yes. And
that's
yeah,
incredible.
finally paid me back, and then
He hasn't paid my pension.
fuck
Or
this
student loans.
guy.
Yeah. All
Anyway.
of that. Fuck that cunt.
So yeah, then I got another job freelancing, selling beer to pubs, and I was like, I'm not happy. And my job was to drink all day, basically.
I was going to
You just
say.
go to pubs.
I know someone who was
sit
a
with the
Jameson
managers.
rep, and it was just, they were just drunk the entire
I was
time.
drunk by like 4:30, and then I was like seeing my friends. And if anything, I had quite a good deal in
Yeah.
London, but it wasn't
Yeah.
making me happy. And so then I was like, right, I'm leaving, and I went to Berlin. And then I was in Berlin, and then I got a job in Berlin in a call center for a company called Hungry House, which was like a Just Eat.
Oh, okay.
Before Just Eat, or like at the same time as Just Eat, but yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Hungry House, Kate speaking. How can I help? So then I did that, and I really liked that job because it was 20 hours a week, and I earned €650 euros a month, and that was enough to live on in Berlin at that time.
Yeah.
And the rent was 300 and 350 a month was fine.
You were in a Berlin.
I went to Berlin. I worked at the call center.
So wait, but run me quickly. How long were you in Berlin until you went to Argentina and or India and or Germany?
So then I was working at the call center. One time actually I got Lady Moan. Do you know Michelle Moan? This woman who like did for like all the government contracts.
No.
Who's like a peer, Tory peer.
Oh wait, the blonde lady.
Yeah.
Yes,
One
I
time she
do know
came
who
onto
you
my
mean.
online chat.
No.
And she kept being like, the name's Moan, Lady Moan. And I was like, if you think that I, being paid like 10 euros now, is going to refer to someone on a fucking chat about a
Lady
takeaway
Moan.
as Lady Moan, you've got another fucking thing coming, love.
Oh my God, on a help customer
Yeah, like,
service desk for a takeaway.
Yeah.
Grow
And then
up.
but like you can see her address and stuff. Like she lived in Kensington. Like I do think it was her. But
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
you think I'm going to refer to you as Lady Moan? Like,
Yeah.
get a fucking life, bitch. I do not get paid enough.
Why is she trying to name drop to deliver room?
Why are you trying to name drop your fucking title?
I was going to
this is
say,
so
are you
weird.
going to get robbed? I can see your address.
Also, I have access to all your credit card information, you fucking idiot.
Fucking bananas. These people are so thick.
Yeah. But yeah, I did that job, and then my aunt said to my mum, oh, do you think Kate's run away to Berlin to avoid getting a real job? And I was like, how did she know?
How dare you, snake?
Fine. Yeah, stop snitching on me. And then I was like, no, maybe I'm going to do a master's. And then I found this master's, and part of it was you got to do your first semester in Berlin, your second semester in Argentina or South Africa, and your third in India or Thailand. And I
Wow.
applied for that, got that, and then a year after I had moved to Berlin, I went to Argentina to start my second semester.
Wow. And what was the master's in?
Global studies.
Hence the moving around.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was like, it's got to be something to international relations or something.
Yeah.
Global studies, and you studied across the globe.
Yes.
That's so amazing.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you came back from that, did you look to go work in global studies, or were you back in London then?
No, then I came back to Berlin. Well, then I was sort of faffing around for a bit. Because my mum was like, don't worry, I'm going to sort of help you while you're doing your master's. And then
Nice.
you get like bits of funding from stuff like
Yeah.
education vibes. And so that was fine. And then sort of didn't go. So when I started like going back to work, I was coming off a very bad breakup, which was also the time I started comedy. So I'd
Nice.
followed this German guy that I was dating in India. And I went up to Nepal where he'd gone.
Okay.
So I came back to Europe and then I went to Nepal for him. And you must never go to Nepal for a German man. And it did not.
Write it down, kids.
Never.
As
go
my
to Nepal
housemate
for
would
a
say,
German.
Emily Bampton, never get on a plane for dick.
Never get on a plane for dick.
dick.
I actually do get on planes for dick, so I'm
Yeah.
not against it.
You're not living by that rule, but
there you can be wary
full
of
disclosure.
Yeah. Maybe like go to somewhere where you know other people that's not attached to the dick.
Yeah. Not Nepal.
Not Nepal, where I didn't know anyone. But then I met my friend Maria. Like I made friends from that time that like I'm friends with for life. So it's like great. But then I came back and then I was very heartbroken. And then I wanted a job that was not customer service so I could just cry. And then I got a job in a cupcake bakery. Yes.
Oh my God, joy itself.
Yeah. So then it was actually quite a shit job. They paid us €8 an hour. It was so bad, but whatever. So you made cupcake. I just made cupcakes. I would get in at 8 in the
You're
morning.
almost back where you started with the
I
scones.
know. I'm literally, I realize that now saying it out loud. Like zero personal growth, no nothing in 14
I think
years.
baking obviously brings you some sort of sense of relief.
It doesn't. I was so bad at cupcakes. I used to fuck up the recipe all the time.
You had
I
to
used to have
stick
to throw
with it.
so
It was
many
the same with the
out.
scones.
But I just liked a job where I didn't have to deal with customers and I didn't have to
Yeah.
think. And I just was like, my job was to just do this thing.
Yeah.
And then I would just like sort of cry into the cupcakes
bless
and like
you.
make
Be
cupcakes.
heartbroken.
This cupcake's extra salty.
Yeah. And then this is actually salted caramel. And
That's how it
It's not
started.
supposed to be. It is now.
that's how it started. That's how the salted caramel started. My tears. And then I dislocated my elbow and so I couldn't do my job anymore. And then they fired me, which is actually incredibly illegal in Germany. And I should have sued because I would have got so much money. But because Germany's got very good
I was about
employment
to
laws.
say.
And then after I healed, I did extra work. So I was in like the behind the scenes.
Ooh, any interesting?
They're all straight to TV German movies.
Right. Wonderful.
I'd be like watching it being filmed, being like, this movie looks lame. But you don't need to speak the language, and so it's just like me in the
Yeah.
background, like, yeah, like waiting for the same
Nice.
patch of leaves ages. So I did that because they paid you €90 a day, which is a really good rate.
Yeah.
Or I felt like it was a good rate when I was poor in Berlin. And by that point, I'd started comedy.
Nice.
And then comedy started
And
paying in
comedy.
Berlin quite quickly.
Nice. And then the rest is history.
And then the rest is history. Yeah.
Amazing. Of all of those jobs,
Yeah.
what is one that you think you have like learnt the most from, like a skill that has stuck with you or a lesson that has like stuck with you throughout all of them?
Ooh. Wow, I've known nothing from any of my jobs. I think the trick to jobs is like they've never been anything that I've been so invested in.
Yeah. Okay. So almost your
Fundamentally, like I've
attitude.
tried really, really hard at them because it was like my job to do it. But
Yeah.
then it's like I think it's good to not care too much about your job. Everyone has to sell their labor under capitalism.
Yeah.
And now I have a job that I do care about, comedy, and I find it very, very heartbreaking. Way more heartbreaking
Yeah.
than anything else.
I would say it's a bad boyfriend.
It's like a bad boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's like,
It'll break your
it's
heart.
heartbreaking because it's like, oh, I really care about this thing. Whereas
Yeah.
like when I worked in the call center, I didn't care. Also, they don't record phone calls in Germany. So if people were, it's
serious?
illegal. It's illegal to record phone calls in Germany. So if people were just assholes, I just hung up on them. If my manager wasn't like around, I just hung up and shut up. And there's no way they can like follow
That's
through
a
and
great
check.
life lesson.
They can't call back and they're like, I'm going to find you. I'm like, yeah, with
Yeah.
what evidence? Like, good luck, bitch. They're not going to be like, oh, the phone call ended after 3 minutes instead of 10. Like, there's no time it's supposed to go on. Like,
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
great.
So
So careless.
Careless. I would love a job that didn't mean anything again.
Yeah.
I really love those kinds of jobs, but I don't want to work all the time. And having those kinds of jobs in London, you have to work them full time.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
want a part-time job I don't care about,
Yeah.
More
and I'll do it to the best of my
making
ability.
boxes.
making
Yeah.
boxes.
Bring back box making, guys.
Like,
Bring
I'll just
back
do
boxes.
it. If it was enough for rent, I
Yeah.
would do that.
And then just have a happy life.
And then just live my life.
Yeah,
Joy
100%.
and free out in the world.
And yet we've all decided to pursue
Yeah.
something that we love, that pays terribly, breaks our heart on a regular basis.
And takes up so
And
much time.
Everyone else in your life is like, you're pursuing your dream. And you're like, and it's killing me.
and it's killing me. Like, literally, like, I'm in a hospital with chest pains. Do you know what I mean?
No, but we're all doing really well.
We are. And you are smashing it, genuinely.
People say that. They're like, you're smashing it. And I'm like, yeah, but why isn't it money?
Yeah.
I know, I'm on the radio, like BBC radio.
It's very cool.
It's coming. It's coming. That windfall's coming down the
Ow,
line.
don't hurt myself. Windfall's coming.
But thank you so much, Kate, for being on
Yes.
our podcast.
Thank you for having
Such a good candidate for the Odd Jobs podcast. Thank you so much for going on and
so
spending
many
time
jobs.
with us.
So mad. And there's definitely stuff I've forgotten. I'm gonna like look at my CV when I get home and be like, damn, I should have
Nice.
told you about that.
Ah, yeah. But listen, we can always do another one. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Again, if you enjoyed Kate, catch her at the London Hospital Tavern on the 11th of February. Or if you enjoyed myself, Ruby, and Kat, the other host who's not currently filming this video, you can see us at the Leicester Comedy Festival. Kat is on the 12th of February and I am on the 21st of February. So get tickets for that. We're both doing new shows. Again, Kat's is amazing. I love her very much. I've known all this material for a very long time and I know the story that she's telling and it's honestly brilliant. You're going to so enjoy it if you get along. And come along to mine because I'm having a wonderful time and I'm enjoying doing my show. God, we're giving you so much culture and so much content. How lovely. Also, if you enjoyed the podcast, feel free to rate or share it with a friend or follow us on the Instagram. I think that's everything. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you to have a lovely rest of your day. I love you very much. Bye.